train your Gavin. Read those books in a blink, oh yeah. Grab yourself a hot drink cause you're watching How to Train Your Gavin.
Yep, that's me.
Hey guys, welcome back to How to Train Your Gavin. Today I'm going to be doing my TBR for January. However, it is New Year's Eve, so I mean, it would be rude not to. It would be rude not to. Disclaimer, I don't have a drinking problem. Hey, Happy New Year! So cheers to next year, hopefully making all of our dreams come true. So for my TBR videos, I usually play a game of Play Your TBR Right, and it is a TBR game that was inspired by lots of other booktube TBR games, started by Cody's Book Corner with a Wheel of TBR, and Becca with Becca's Bookopoly, and so much more from there. And I am mainly inspired by the British game show Play Your Cards Right. So if you are familiar with Play Your Cards Right, I've changed some of the rules slightly. I won't go into a long-winded explanation of what this card game is. I do have certain rules that are different to the TV show, but essentially the main gist of it is that I pick a book that I really want to read, and I pair it against a book that I don't want to read as much. And then I put 5 cards between them, and I have to guess higher or lower than the card in front. And if I get all of them right, I get to read the book that I want to read, but if I get one wrong, then I lose the round, and I have to read the book that I don't want to read. I'm getting a little bit better at explaining that. I was so terrible at explaining it to begin with, but now I feel like I've gotten the flow with how to explain Play Your TBR Right. I do get 1 life in the entire game. However, in every round I do get to have 1 swap, so if I don't like the look of a card, I can swap it. In my game, an ace is a 1, so it's the lowest card, and a king is the highest card. And I have a new rule. Somebody suggested in the comments a few months back that I should have a wild card. So I've decided to put the jokers back into the deck, and if I get a joker, it is both the highest and the lowest card. There are only 2 jokers in the pack, so it's not like it's going to be, you know, revolutionary to the entire game experience. However, it did work in my favour when I was playing Play Your TBR Right live with my patrons. So I've also implemented a TBR book bag kind of thing, and I put a load of names of books in here that I don't want to read as much. So it could be a really intimidating book, it can be a book that is like over a certain amount of pages that I think is just like, oh my gosh, like that's so long, I don't really want to read it right now. Could be a whole book series in here as well, so I could end up having to read the entire like Throne of Glass series if I lose a round. Books that I've bought ages ago that I kind of don't really want to read anymore. Books that have lost their hype. Books I've heard negative opinions about. Things like that. So this is full of those. So I get to choose out of this whenever I'm picking a book that I don't really want to read, but I still get to pick the book that I really want to read, of course. So before I get into the Play Your TBR Right, I thought I would go through the book club books, the buddy reading books, and the books that I have to read after the Patreon live show that I did. So the first book club book is Keeper of the Lost Cities by no, it's not. By Shannon Messenger. I keep saying Samantha Shannon. I don't know why. But Shannon Messenger, and I have read this before. It was a little bit of a while ago now, and I've started to lose my memory of it, but this one follows a 12-year-old girl called Sophie, and she is a telepath, and one day she is visited by a young boy called Fitz, and he is a telepath too, and she ends up finding that there is a whole world out there for her where she belongs. So I'm reading this for Middle Grade Monthly, which is a book club I host every month with Jade from Jade Reads and Pris, and this one will be on my channel at the end of January, and I can't wait to read it again. Then I am rereading Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I'm rereading this one because Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe and Sabine from Sabine's Book Nook are reading this, and they're doing a Wunder-a-long, and it's going to be like a little read-along to read the first 3 books in the Nevermore series in January, February and March. And I want to join in, so I also have the audiobook of this. When I first read this book, it was physically, and I will be able to listen to the audiobook when I read this one for the second time, and I can't wait. Like, I love this book series so much. It's about a cursed child called Morrigan Crow, and she's doomed to die on her 11th birthday, but on the day where she's supposed to die, she gets whisked away to the land of Nevermore by Jupiter North, and there is this whole wondrous society, there is magic, and Morrigan has to prove herself to belong in this society. And I love the series, as I just mentioned, and I cannot wait to get back into it. Then I am reading Emma by Jane Austen. This one I'm reading for the Affectionately Austen Book Club, which is hosted by Desi from Darling Desi, and this one I really kind of don't know what it's about, to be honest. I just know it's about a woman called Emma, and it's a classic, and I haven't even watched the movie version of it yet, but I really, really want to. So I might read this first and then watch the movie, but I'm really excited to get more into my classics in 2021. So this one is just going to be so phenomenal, and I can't wait. I can't wait. But again, I just don't know what it's about. I bet you guys will know what it's about. It doesn't even have a blurb for me to go off on. So, and finally, I am buddy reading The Company of Eight by Harriet Whitehorn, and I'm buddy reading this with Mollie from Mind of Mollie, and this one is about a circus boat that comes into the harbour, and our main character, Cass, she has always wanted to join the circus and be part of this circus boat. So she ends up going on an adventure with them, I think. Been on my shelf for a while now, I think nearly a year, so it'll be great to dive into it. And also, I am reading Alana, The First Adventure, which is the first book in the Song of the Lioness series by Tamora Pierce, and this one, I'm reading this as a read-along with my patrons. We are doing like an exclusive little read-along for the series, so we're going to read the first book in January, and I honestly can't wait. This is set in a world where girls are not allowed to be knights or anything like that, except our main character, Alana, she really, really, really wants to be a knight. On the back it says that this is filled with swords and sorcery and disguises, and it sounds really good. I've heard great things from so many different people. So many people have been wanting me to read this series, so I'm finally going to take the plunge. I'm finally going to do it. Then I am reading Check Please, the first volume, which I think is called Hockey, by Gozi Ukosu, and I lost the round in that round because it was either that or The Witch Boy, which is a graphic novel I own. I'll have to buy this one, which is why I didn't want to lose to this round, but that's fine, it's fine. It says it's about Eric, and honestly I love that name. A junior figure skating champion, and he ends up, I think, falling for his very attractive and moody captain, and honestly, I need all the gay vibes in 2021, not gonna lie, so I cannot wait to read it. A round that we won in Play Your TBR right was for 1,000 Questions by Sadia Faruqi, so I'm definitely reading this. I've been wanting to read this for a few months now. I've heard great things about it since doing Believathon, and this one follows a young girl who isn't thrilled about spending her time in Pakistan, but she ends up meeting a girl there, and I think this is just really about their friendship and what they get up to in Pakistan, and honestly, I cannot wait to read it. So this one, I'm glad I won. So glad I won. Then I'm reading The Betrayals by Bridget Collins, which I've been meaning to read for quite some time now. Honestly, I do not know what this is about because every single time I read the synopsis, it goes right over my head. I'm really scared that this will be a bit like The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and that will be filled with lots of ideas that will just go right over my head. But I do also have the audiobook on NetGalley, so I should definitely read it by now. But I believe there is an academy and they're learning to play this philosophical game or something like that. I think it has something to do with chess, or I don't know. Like, I genuinely have no idea what this is about. Bridget Collins did write The Binding, which I enjoyed, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this one will bring, but also extremely scared that I'm going to end up hating it because of all the flowery stuff in it. I don't know what's going to happen. Then we also won again. We won 3 games out of 4, and we are reading Hamlet by Maggie O'Farrell, and I'm really excited about this one because it's a book of the year, and I think it's like a little bit historical. It's literary, and I don't read a lot of historical and literary fiction, so again, I'm trying new things and broadening my horizons in 2021. So this one, I believe, follows a couple who lose their children in a plague, and it's set during the Shakespearean times. And there is a playwright. God, I'm not explaining this well at all. It says it's a novel inspired by the son of a famous playwright, who I'm assuming is Shakespeare. And it's a story of the bond between twins and of a marriage pushed to the brink by grief. So honestly, I can't wait to become a smarter reader in 2021. And I've got 3 more books to add on my TBR. Honestly, this is turning into August. So I'm starting a reading vlog tonight, so I've got to read 3 books for that reading vlog. So I'm adding another 3 books on this TBR before I've even played my game. Oh my god. So I'm doing a Nutcracker reading vlog because I was sent Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Kuznia. So this one is an adult Nutcracker retelling, and it follows a young girl who really wants to be a ballerina, and her days are numbered about being a ballerina because her parents are marrying her off, I think. So she has like until Christmas, but then a mysterious stranger moves in next door, and he seems to bring a bit of mystery and magic with him. He builds an elaborate ballet set for her, but I don't know what happens after that. It sounds really ominous. It sounds rather scary, but I cannot wait. It sounds magical, amazing, cannot wait. So because this is an adult Nutcracker retelling, I've actually never read the Nutcracker, and this one is inspired by the original one by A.T.A. Hoffman, so I really want to read that so I can understand this one better. But not just that one, there's also the one by Alexandre Dumas? I believe they wrote The Count of Monte Cristo, I think. But they wrote a version of the Nutcracker, and I need to read that one as well. So I want to read both of those Nutcrackers and then Midnight in Everwood by N.A. Kuznia. And honestly, it's a gorgeous proof. Like, it's the most gorgeous proof I own. One of the most gorgeous books I own, period. So yeah, I'm going to do a reading vlog of reading all of these. Right, let's actually play this game because I've been taking up too much of people's time. Okay, so now I'm playing the game. I will put the total amounts of wins and losses I've done so far, and I haven't explained, but if I get to 20 losses, I have to do the punishment pyramid. If I get to 20 wins first, then I get to wipe the slate clean and mood read. So for the first round, the book that I really want to read is Darwin's Dragons by Lindsay Galvin, and Lindsay Galvin has been such a huge supporter of me over the past couple of weeks after everything that happened on Twitter. Lindsay Galvin has just been, phenomenal, so supportive and so lovely and nice. But her book comes out on January 7th in the UK. This one is about a young cabin boy called Sims, I think his name is. Yes, it's Sims. And he is on a ship with Charles Darwin. However, Sims goes overboard one day and comes across an island and discovers this huge secret, and it seems like dragons exist. So it seems like a really magical adventure, so this is the one I really want to read. I really want to support Lindsay. I'll also put the pre-order link in the description box as well, so grab yourself a copy. We stan authors who stan reviewers. Okay, so the book that I don't want to read, I haven't used this yet and I'm honestly dreading it. Okay, so let's find out what I'm reading. If I lose, I have to read. Oh, you're joking me, aren't you? I can't believe I picked this one, but if you want to see what it is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This was in my OwlCrate box that I forgot that I had and I ended up opening like 3 months late. But the reason why I put this in my not so much that I want to read is because I've heard some questionable things about it. I do really like the idea of the School of Magic and the fact that Elle, our main protagonist, can destroy everything. Like, that sounds really cool and interesting. But again, like, I'm not too sure if I really, really, really want to read it. So that's a book I want to read, but I don't want to read. Oh no, it's the other way around. Okay, so let's get into the first round. I hope you guys like the new setup as well. I think it just gives it a little bit more breathing room. So let's turn the first card, and it is a 4. Nice and low. So I'm going to go higher. And I don't really like the look of that card, to be honest. Don't really like the look of that card, so I'm going to swap it. I'm going to swap it, I think. Let's swap the 8 for a 10. Okay, 10's quite nice and high. 10 is quite nice and high, although to be honest, not really that much of a difference, but it could make all the difference. So I'm going to say lower than 10. It is a 5. Nice. I'm going to go higher. And it's a king. King, lovely. And finally, it's the highest card, so lower. 5. Oh my god, yes. Okay, right, I won my first round, so that means I don't have to read A Deadly Education. So that means I get to read Darwin's Dragons by Lindsay Galvin. I'm so excited. This is a middle grade. I love me some middle grade. The next book I want to read is Front Desk by Kelly Yang. This one also comes out on January 7th, I believe, from Knights of. And I think this one came out maybe a year or two ago in America, but it's finally coming out in the UK. And it is about a young girl, Mia Tang, and she lives in a motel. And her parents hide immigrants. She wants to be a writer. But yeah, I think it's just about Mia and her time at this motel, helping her parents. And I just think it's going to be a brilliant story. So yes, Front Desk is the one that I really, really, really want to read. So put that up there. Let's see what I don't want to read. Let's see. Oh, interesting. The Little Stranger. Okay, so the book that I really kind of don't want to read is The Little Stranger by Sarah Waters. And it's not that I'm not interested in this, it's just that I've had this on my shelf for quite some time. I think maybe about 6 years now, 5-6 years. And I've kind of just, I don't gravitate towards reading this anymore. I don't gravitate towards picking it up. So it's a really good job that I picked it out of there because I probably wouldn't read it otherwise, but I still want to win this round. So this one is going on the side that I don't want to read. What is it about again? I'm sure there's some like kind of gothic ghosty stuff in this as well. Apparently the family who live at Hundreds Hall are haunted by something more sinister than a dying way of life. So it does sound good, it does sound good. It's just the fact that it's been on my shelves a while. It's a little bit of a chunk, in like 500 pages. So, I mean, that one's a bit of a chunk too, but still. But I could be pleasantly surprised. Let's cast the first vote. I really want there to be a Joker in this pack. Okay, so we're starting off with an 8. Ooh. Okay. I want to say lower. 2. Okay, lowest, well, yeah, no. Second lowest card. So, yeah, I'm going to say higher. Part of me thinks this is going to be an ace, but I'm going to go higher. 4. Ooh, okay, okay. Higher again. Oh, yeah, I got my first joker. Okay, so that means I'm right either way. So it could be the highest, could be the lowest. So, yeah, and now I can just pick, like, whatever, so I'll just say lower. It'll be the right card anyway, so yes, oh my god, yes. Okay, I'm reading Front Desk by Kelly Yang, and, oh, yes, okay, getting another anticipated January 2020 release. 2021 release, sorry, it's not 2020 anymore. Oh, I'm just over the moon. That means that is one joker out of the deck, because I don't put the cards back in, so... A book that I really want to read, and because I own pretty much all of them in this like series, is A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. This one is a Disney twisted tale about what if Aladdin had never found the lamp. So, excited to read that. I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. And then the book that I don't really want to read is... Baron and Luthien. Like, sorry about my terrible writing as well, I was just scribbling. It's a bit of a random one. It's by J.R.R. Tolkien. This, I think, is just like a side story in Middle Earth or something. Yeah, it's kind of like a myths. It's about an elf and... Oh god, I don't know. I mean, J.R.R. Tolkien does have these books like this that have like different stories from within Middle Earth. Yeah. I think it's like a love story between Baron and Luthien, and one of them's an elf. I did like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but it was a little bit of a slog to get through for me personally. So having a side story kind of like this, it's going to be a bit weird, I think. I might still love it, but who knows. So let's shuffle and see which one I end up reading. Okay, the first card is... Ooh, a 1! Excellent! The lowest card, so higher. A king! Oh my god! Like, the highest card, lower! 9. Okay. I'll say lower. I'll say lower. 8. Oh my god. Oh my god. Should I swap it? I'm just gonna swap it because that could go either way. And if I win another one, I swear, I only lost 1 in the Patreon live show as well. This is going better than I expected. I think it just knows that 2021. I just want all positive vibes. I just want all of the positive vibes. So, I'm swapping the 8 for a jack. Oh, that's quite nice and high. It's quite nice and high. Okay, so I'm going to say lower than a jack. 7. Oh my god. Oh, I won another game. I won another game. Honestly, this, if you're a new subscriber and this is like your first TBR, play your TBR right video, this never happens. This is like the first time I've won so much in one game. Oh my god, I'm just manifesting all the positive vibes for 2021. So I get to read A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. I really want to get back into the Disney Twisted Tales. I really, really do. I've only read 2 so far. I own most of them. Ooh, I'm so excited. Oh my god, what next? What next? What next? What next? What else should I read? There's some that I really want to mood read, but I feel like we're on such a good roll. But I said that during the Patreon live show and then we lost one. But I want to read more. I want to do it again. Show me something to read. Show me something to read. Should I pick an adult book? I'll pick an adult book. What should I pick? What should I pick though? Oh. Maybe I should do a TBR bag for all the books that I want to read. Okay, I'm a little bit late on the ball with this one, but I really want to read Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. I've seen this on a few people's best of 2020 lists, so I really want to read it. This one follows a black woman who takes, well, she's babysitting a white child. She takes them to the supermarket and she's apprehended for kidnapping the child. So I think this is going to be like a great exploration into racism in America. So this is the book that I really want to read, so it goes on this side. A book that I don't really want to read. Watch this ending up being the one that I'll lose at. Oh, no. No. Oh. Imaginary Friend. Ever since I posted my Adult Books I'm Intimidated by video, this has had all negative reviews from my viewers. There's not been one person who's left a positive comment about this book. And it's quite a chunk as well. Oh, God, I really don't want to lose this round. Please don't let me lose this round. It's about, I think, a child who goes missing for 6 days and comes back a totally different person. It's the premise is there. I'm really excited about the premise. However, the bad reviews has just really put me off this. So this one is going up here. I'm just gonna down this for good luck. And I'm going to top up this glass for good luck too. Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Right, enough dilly-dallying. Let us do this round. First card is 1. Get in. Higher. King. Lower. 9. Didn't that happen before? Did I get an ace and then a king? Oh, I don't like the look of that 9. Don't like the look of that 9. So let's swap it. Let's swap the 9 for a, come on, be a joker or something. A 3. Oh, it's nice and low though. So I'm going to say higher. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Oh, I just remembered as well, I still have a life. I haven't used my life yet. But that's because I just won everything. So, okay, higher. I'm going to go higher than a 4. I'm going to go higher than a 4. Joker! Oh my god, I've won another round! This never happens! This never happens! What is going on? What is going on? Okay, I get to read Such a Fun Age. Get in! I don't get to read Imaginary Friend. I'm gonna have to unhaul you. I swear to gosh. If I get this on another Play or TBR ride, I'm gonna have to end up unhauling it if I don't end up reading it, because what's the point of having it? Oh my god. Should I push my luck and do one more round? I really shouldn't, but I will. What should I do? Should I do like a graphic novel? I don't own very many of them though. So I'm gonna try and finish off Saga. I think I still have volumes 6, 7, 8, and 9 to read. So I will just limit myself and say volume 6, because I'm now looking at the stack of books that I gotta read next month and I'm like, crap, what have I done? So yeah, this is gonna be the one that I really, really, really want to read. It's quite big, so I'm just gonna have to put it like this. Please don't let me lose this round. We need to win. We need to win. And next is... oh, sorry, my eye. Oh, shit. Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. I'd literally just mentioned this in my unhaul video as well, because I had 2 copies of it when I didn't need to. Yeah, this is a huge, huge book. It's like history of the Targaryens from the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. It's way too big. I really don't want to read it. And yeah. Well, I do want to read it eventually, but not in January. Have you seen the size of my TBR? Oh my... literally, I get too carried away with these games. I forget that I am still one person. Fortunately, I am on furlough again in January, so I will have more time to read, to be fair. Right, okay, let's play the final game and let's pray for a miracle. I still have my 1 life, so let's hope that it works out in my favour. So the first card is a 7. Don't like that card. 7 is my favourite number, but it's done me dirty so many times in this game. I'm changing the card. So, I'm changing the 7 for... a Jack! Brill! Brill! Absolutely brill. So, Jack, going to say lower than a Jack. An 8! Oh crap, I really don't like that card either. Oh man. Lower. I'm going to say lower. Yeah. I'm going to say lower. Oh, get in. Right, I'm going to say higher. I'm going to say higher than a 4. And it is a 2. Shit! Oh, I'm using my life. I'm sorry, like, I know I'm not reading Fire and fucking Blood. So I'm using my life right now. And I'm going to say higher than a 2. If this is an ace though, that means I've lost. If that's an ace, I've lost. Oh god. If it's an ace, don't be... oh my god, yes, it's a 10. Yes. Oh, so I used a swap, I used my life, and I finally won the last round. That got really tricky towards the end. But that means I get to read volume 6 of Saga, and I may end up just reading it all. But I shouldn't, because I've got so much on this TBR now. But yes, this means Saga volume 6! Wow. Well, I've just counted, and I've got 16 books on my January TBR. No, 17, because also check, please. Oh, good. Since I won pretty much most of the rounds, the only round I lost was for Check Please. So even if I don't read all of the books, as long as I read Check Please because that's the one I lost, then it's fine. It is fine. I'm going to make the best effort though. I am going to be starting the Nutcracker books. They're around 100 pages long. So I feel like it's manageable. There's a couple of rereads in there as well. A lot of middle grade, which is fantastic for me. So I feel good about this, and I will be off work. I feel good about this. I'm trying to convince myself I will feel good about this. So that was the Play Your TBR Right for January. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you've read any of these books or what you're reading in January. I would love to know. And I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.